OpenAI just dropped GPT-5. It is the smartest, fastest, and most useful model to date. It will become the new default model for ChatGPT users. And even the free users of ChatGPT will get access to it too, until they hit the daily limit, which is probably around 10 to 12 messages a day. But even after that, you can just keep on working with GPT-5 Mini, which is a slightly dumber version of your favorite assistant. So what is new in GPT-5? Well, first of all, it's faster. It's about 30 to 50% faster for simple questions compared to the 4 online model that we used before. But also compared to the other reasoning models of ChatGPT, it should be way more capable. So it should be able to output more complex code and graphs. Before GPT-5, OpenAI had so many different models to choose from. It was almost like the adult film industry. Every model was good at one particular thing, and there were so many different names to remember. Before getting on with it, you had to make a pick. You had O3, O4 Mini, GPT 4.5, GPT 4.1, GPT 4.1 Mini. Not only were the names very confusing, but every model was better or more suitable for a different job. So if you were coding and then needed help writing an email, you had to keep switching models. By the time you landed on the right one, the mood was gone and you just did it by hand. It was a mess. Now ChatGPT made it a lot easier to get to a happy ending with only 3 options to choose from. You get GPT-5, GPT-5 Thinking, and GPT-5 Pro. It almost sounds like an iPhone lineup. The Apple iPhone 5 Thinking. For those who prefer Android, think differently. OpenAI claims that GPT-5 can smartly adapt to your prompt, so it's able to pick between a lightweight version or a deep thinking model for your request without you having to manually select it. It should be better at figuring out your intentions. Also, its outputs are way more complex than before. It is better at creating more complex interactive elements such as apps, games, graphs, code snippets, and more. And holy shit, if you get to try it, it's pretty damn impressive. With just a simple prompt, I was able to create a browser game in just minutes. Check it out. I asked ChatGPT to create a browser game in the style of the trainer battles of the old school Pokémon games that I used to play on the Game Boy. But instead of Pokémon, I wanted to use football players that are playing in the Premier League and should create classes for position, club team, and matching their stats to their real life counterparts. And then it should make teams of 5 players for both the player and enemy teams. And boom, you can see that it's thinking longer for a better answer. It's telling you what it's doing. It's defining the players, the gameplay mechanics at this point. It's telling you that it's designing the UI and the gameplay. And then you can really just see the code roll out in front of your eyes. It's pretty amazing. It even puts some comments in your code so it helps you understand what you're looking at. You can see it's loading in some of the players. I already noticed one little mistake. I see that Trent Alexander-Arnold is still with Liverpool, but I think he already moved to Real Madrid like half a year ago. So again, it might be lying to you. Always be wary of what ChatGPT puts out. I'm gonna fast forward this process a little bit, but all in all, it took ChatGPT around 3 minutes to get all of this done. 565 lines of code. And now I'm about to run the code and see what we got. Here we go. We got a randomized team, with different players from each team. It has a goalkeeper, a couple defenders, a midfielder, another defender. It's not maybe the best formation I would get. There's some instructions on how it works and how to start a game. Yeah, okay, let's give it a shot. Start match. Okay, we got the 2 keepers facing off. David Raya and Andre Onana. Onana, you're gonna be knocked out. Okay, so I can punt him, I can command area, I can use save hands, and I can put my goalkeeper in an ice bath to recover his health. Right, I'm doing damage, and I'm also getting damage, and we got a nice overview of the historic events. But yeah, there's only 18 uses of my punt, and I think that's the only attacking move that I have. So yeah, I don't know. Every time Onana is recovering, so I don't think I'm able to eliminate him. So there's definitely some flaws in this game. Alright, I have run out of all of my attacks, so all I can do is raise my defense stats and recover my health. So I'm afraid Andre Onana is gonna stay alive today. I'm not able to switch any players, so there's definitely a huge flaw or some missing features in this app. Nevertheless, I'm pretty impressed with the features. In terms of design, it kind of looks like accounting software. But of course, we can change that if we reiterate with ChatGPT and ask it for a different design. I would say for such a simple prompt and 3 minutes of work, ChatGPT really did a great job at the first attempt. It was almost fun. As you can see, hallucinations are still an issue with ChatGPT, even in its newest model. It incorrectly said that a player was still playing at Liverpool while it was already playing for Real Madrid. So it will still have these hallucinations where ChatGPT is lying, it's making false claims, or just provides you with incorrect information. However, OpenAI claims that these hallucinations are less in GPT-5 compared to earlier models, thanks to a combination of user feedback that they received, more powerful hardware, and better ways of identifying where these hallucinations usually take place. So we should see that ChatGPT gets less things wrong. Let's put it to the test. In model 4.0, I actually asked this question: how many peas are in apple pie? And it straight up told me there are 2 peas in apple pie. And I asked him, are you sure? And then he said, yeah, I'm 100% sure. The word apple pie breaks down like this: A-P-P-L-E-P-I-E. You got 3 P's in total. 2 together after the A and 1 more before the I, so actually it's 3 P's. And not 2. My bad. Okay, thanks a lot, ChatGPT. It shows you that at some very simple tasks that even an 8-year-old will be able to figure out, ChatGPT can still make simple mistakes. But in GPT-5, at least it gave me the right answer to this question. But yeah, when you get more complex, there's still no 100% certainty that ChatGPT is going to give you the right answer. However, in the launch presentation of GPT-5, OpenAI shared with us some benchmark results, which clearly show that GPT-5 is performing better than the older models. So yeah, GPT-5 is available now for you to try as well. Head over to chatgpt.com or update your app to get access to the latest version of ChatGPT. Even if you're a free user, you get access to it, and if you're a paid user, you're still paying the same $20 a month. So you get a better model for the same price. If you get the chance to play around with it, tell me some of the crazy prompts that you've tried on it. And as always, keep it in your pants.